can find more information at shawassociatesinc.com or 530-674-1150. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.
Hey, good morning to you. It's 17 after 7 o'clock, and joining us right now is Adrienne Malone. Good morning, Adrienne.
Good morning.
Adrienne is the executive director for Family Soup. And basically, I got to ask you, what is Family Soup?
So Family Soup is a local nonprofit organization. We serve children with special needs and their families in Yuba, Sutter, and Colusa counties.
Okay. Now, you're the executive director.
Yes.
And it's interesting. Let's get to know you first off. Adrienne, how did you become involved with Family Soup?
That's an excellent question. So I myself am a parent of a child with special needs. My son was diagnosed with autism after his second birthday from the UC Davis Mind Institute. And so my personal experience led me to become really passionate about helping those in the community get connected with resources and other services as well.
How long ago was that?
So let's see, like in 2000, I want to say, 15 or 14. I'm kind of nervous
That's
right now.
That's when you got involved with it?
That's when my son was diagnosed, and then in 2017 I became a board member for Family Soup, and I've been the executive director since 2020.
I say the cream rises to the top, and you got to have that passion.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that brings it. A lot of people probably on the board of directors and have a family member in this.
Yes. So all of our staff actually are parents of children with special needs or adults with disabilities themselves. So having that personal connection makes it to where we're better able to connect with our families and provide parent-to-parent support. So we have, staff members who have children with a variety of different disabilities, and just being able to have that personal connection and them to be able to have someone to talk to with a personal experience is really helpful as well.
Yeah.
And then, yes, our board is very much comprised of parents of children with special needs, community members, and everybody who's involved with Family Soup is extremely passionate about what they do, and you can see it in pretty much everything that we do within the community.
Okay. Family Soup, well, first, before we get to that, more about yourself. Where'd you grow up?
So I grew up here in the Yuba Sutter area. I actually was born in Southern California, but I came up here, grew up here, and I have been here ever since. So I'm married and have 3 kids.
You bring up a point. You have 3 kids, not just the special needs.
Yes.
So there's different challenges there, having both, if you will.
Yes. So my youngest son, he's 9 years old. He is at home, and he does have autism. And then my other 2 boys, 17 and 18, grew up in this area as well.
Oh, so they're 17 and 18? I bet you they're very protective of that 9-year-old.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I bet you they are. Somebody I can see that would be happening. And of course, your husband, what's his name?
So his name's Sean Maloney,
Okay.
Complete Irish guy. He works over at Close Lumber, the door shop. He's the manager over there.
Okay, wonderful. And Adrienne, let's get into Family Soup. This, if I recall, wasn't this a direct offshoot of the cigarette tax? If I recall.
So some of the funding does come from Prop 10 funding.
Yeah, Prop 10.
So some of it does. We have different funding. We get funding from California Department of Education. We also have funding from local organizations such as First 5 Sutter and formerly First 5 Yuba as well.
Yeah.
And then Yuba Sutter Colusa United Way supports us as well, and the Department of Developmental Services.
It started out as an anti-smoking program, if I recall. And then it kind of went over to because it was sold, Prop 10, it was sold to the public as benefiting children in special needs, and this perfectly fits in. What do you do there?
So a huge piece, like I said, of what we do is parent-to-parent support. So basically a parent will call, and maybe their child just received a diagnosis of, autism or Down syndrome. And they call Family Soup, and then they get connected to a case manager. And then that case manager pretty much walks the family through the process. So we provide disability-specific information. We have a lending library with lots of different resources and books ranging from specific disabilities to parenting as well. And we provide a lot of school services support. So a lot of our families, the children are on IEPs or they're on 504s. And
what
so
is
what Family Soup
what is an IEP?
does,
What's a 504?
Great question. So an IEP is an individualized education plan.
Okay.
So kids who are in education and have a special need, they are oftentimes put onto an IEP. And what that is it basically puts protections in place to make sure that a child is really supported within the classroom.
Okay.
So there's these meetings, and it's pretty much a whole team of professionals within the school, and then also the parent and family soup. So we sit down at a table and we, talk about, what the child needs to be able to be set up for success in the classroom, and what that looks like, and if there's any additional accommodations or modifications that need to be put in place.
Sort of like maybe a paraeducator to accompany them, if you will.
So yes, like say that a student needs a little bit more support in the classroom, then they can also have like a push-in support where they have an aide come in. That oftentimes, that is considered kind of restrictive in a sense. And so we look at other ways too that a child can be supported in the classroom. So yeah, we do a lot of school services support. We also do play groups and support groups. So we have like scrapbooking support group for the parents. We have a dad support group that's starting up where the dads will get to eat wings at Happy Viking. We do Able Riders, which is a huge program we do. It's therapeutic horseback riding.
Oh, yeah.
That's for youth with disabilities as well. And we serve children 0 to 22 in Yuba Sutter and Colusa counties. We also provide gas cards for out-of-town medical appointments. So
Nice.
a lot of time our families are having to travel to, out of the area. So Sacramento, San Francisco. And so we provide gas cards to those medical out-of-town appointments as well.
Well, that is coming in handy in these last couple of months, I guess, if you will.
Oh, yeah, with the rocket high gas prices.
It's amazing. I was kind of talking to you off air a little bit, and I mentioned it before. Family friend of ours who has a 9-year-old autism kid put the kid in the bathtub to take a bath. You wouldn't think a 9-year-old would be in any danger. And he went into the other room, and the child drowned in the bathtub at 9 years old. This had just happened a couple of weeks ago, and it's sent shockwaves through the family and everybody that knows these young child. But I wasn't aware that some of these special, these things you have as a parent, you have to be aware of. You can't leave the child in the bathtub and go in the other room for something. It's just something maybe parents aren't aware of.
Yes.
That these hidden dangers.
So
face
raising
the
a child with special needs is different. Like a lot of times you're going to find, like for a 9-year-old, oftentimes you would think that you could just put a 9-year-old in the bathtub, but just really what Family Soup does is we support the parents and we kind of help them to understand their child and their child's diagnosis, so that say there are concerns like that or safety concerns, we can really kind of coach a family and make sure that they're very well educated. So our mission is to empower families of children with special needs through support and education to reach their full potential as members of the community. So that is just pretty much us coming alongside and making sure that parents understand their child's diagnosis, and they understand different ways to improve parenting and kind of that awareness. So that's extremely heartbreaking. 9 years old.
Special needs need special
care.
special help, if you will, for the parents. Okay. Let's talk about let's talk about some events that you've got coming up, because it's not just getting together and how the public can support it.
Yes, thank you. So we have a couple events coming up. We've got the YS Walk and Roll, which is
The
coming
YS
up.
Walk and Roll?
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's short for the Yuba Sutter Walk and Roll for
course.
special needs and disability awareness. And that's an annual event that my husband and I put on a while back, and now it's a Family Soup program. We'll be meeting at Gewicke Field. It's for the whole family of children with special needs. And so we'll be going around the track. And it's also piggybacking on the Yuba Sutter Colusa United Ways Community Resource Fair. So they're going to have, many different tables set up and booths from different organizations. And
Is that taking place there at Gewicke Field?
So Gewicke Field, there's going to be the YS Walk and Roll. And then right next to it at Sam Brannan Park is going to be the Community Resource Fair.
Now, I've actually done some laps on that field, that track, and it's pretty soft, so you don't have to worry about anything.
And they've done a lot of different upgrades to it just recently. So I'm excited to see how that is. So that's one event we've got coming up in Saturday, May 21st. That's the walk and roll. More information can be found on our website. And
I was
then
going to ask you what
also-
that website is.
Yes, so that would be familysoup.org
Oh,
is
it's
our
easy.
website.
Okay.
Pretty easy to find. And then a simple Google search will find, anything else. We're also on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Okay.
And then our Bistro in the Buttes.
I've heard about
That
this.
is our annual fundraiser that we do. We had to take a couple years off because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Last year we got creative and we did what's called the Bistro around the Buttes. So it was kind of a spin on our usual.
Yeah.
It was where it was kind of a drive-through event through the Buttes. But this year we're meeting in person again. We're going to have a dinner out there at John Heyer Farms, the historic Howard House. So it's going to be a beautiful dinner at the base of the Sutter Buttes.
Okay.
We're going to have entertainment. The theme is Irish, a wonderful meal that's going to be provided through Hillcrest Catering.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful opportunity for community members and those in our community to really support Family Soup and the work that we do.
When is it?
So that is going to be Saturday, May 7th. So
Oh,
it is
coming up soon.
Yes, it's the Saturday right before Mother's Day.
Okay.
A
That-
wonderful event to take your mom to and just kind of have that relaxing evening and
What time?
cocktail. So the cocktail hour starts at 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's going to be a dinner and entertainment as well.
Okay.
So probably about 5:30 to I'd say 8:39.
Irish, so there's going to be some corned beef and cabbage probably.
No.
The reason I ask, the reason I say that is because I noticed it's on sale at the store because they overbuy for St. Patrick's Day.
I definitely was happy to have some corned beef this year for St. Patrick's Day, but we're going to be having shepherd's pie.
Ooh.
So a really good Irish meal, shepherd's pie and some bread and salad and
Oh, you gonna have bread? Because I
Dessert.
tell you what, there's nothing. I have never tasted butter better than Irish butter. It's like they put extra fat or something in it, and it's just the world's best tasting butter, Irish butter.
extra creamy and
Ye-
delicious.
There you go. Well, you're married to an Irish guy.
Yes, I am.
So it's, what is your lineage?
So I'm very English.
Okay. So English and Irish get
yes,
together.
It's pretty interesting
That's
dynamics.
cool. That's cool. What's making a difference together for children with special needs? Now, how do we get tickets for this?
Okay, so more information about the Bistro and the Buttes can be found on our website, so familysoup.org. You can basically register online through the website, and then also people can just call our office too if that's their preferred way.
Okay.
And then our phone number is 530-751-1925, and they can get all the information for that.
That's 751-1925. And of course, you can stop by. Do you have an office, correct?
Yes, we do. We're located over there by the Rain Tree Car Wash, so
Okay.
on Sierra Avenue.
Okay, right across from, what is that? Walmart, isn't it?
Yes.
No,
so kind of
Lowe's.
across from Lowe's.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's where Walmart used to be. That's right. That's what it is. Okay, let's talk, if we could, about some of the services a little bit more, if we
Absolutely.
could, because you say you coach families through this, but there's also other things that Family Soup does. Tell me.
So we offer a lot of trainings and workshops for the families. So we just recently did one on IEPs and 504s. And that's basically making sure that parents are aware of their rights that they are entitled to within the school, to basically just make sure that their child's not discriminated against and is given the same opportunity to achieve free and appropriate public education.
Now, I might have said, giving the impression that this is just for people on the autism spectrum. This is not. This is for people with kids with special needs. For instance, a diabetic.
Yeah.
I know a friend of mine had a struggle over in Sutter County getting the school boards and everything on providing
Yes.
for this. So she, I don't know if she's probably on the board or directed, but I'm just saying that that's the kind of thing. It's not just autism. There could be somebody that's a kid that's stuck in a wheelchair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or any other kind of mobility special needs. It's all special needs.
Yes, exactly. And it could even just be at the beginning. Maybe you're noticing that your child's not reaching their developmental milestones. So maybe there's a little bit of delay on talking or, just questions. They can always reach out to Family Soup. And all of our services and programs, trainings, workshops, everything that we do is free to our community.
Maria Ball just chiming in. She says they helped you with the IEPs. So
Yes.
You're a blessing.
That's wonderful to hear. It's a hard process, especially as a parent, going into that table and going into the school and just really wanting the best for your child and making sure that they're supported. And it can be, overwhelming. We do other trainings too. We just did a crucial conversations at the IEP table. So we teamed up with our local SELPA and really talked about, how do we communicate when the stakes are high at a table? How do we make sure that we're all working together as a team collaboratively, the teachers and the student and the parent, to really set the child up for success. So
How has your child benefited in the autism spectrum from Family Soup and some of the programs?
I could, I'm going to get emotional just talking about it. When you first receive that diagnosis, there's all those fears that come up. Is my child going to be able to talk? Is my child going to say, I love you? Are they going to make friends? And so we had all those questions in the beginning. My son went through a really intensive early intervention through ABA, Learning Arts. And he has
Early
come
intervention
a
helps?
long way. Oh, yes. So he had, we personally chose to do ABA. It's called Applied Behavior Analysis. And that they would meet with my son in the home from pretty much all day. So when he was younger, from 9 to 12 and then 1 to 5. And just kind of helping him with some of the behaviors or even some simple things. Like he used to, if he wanted more milk or something, he would just chuck his cup at me. Instead of, being able to communicate. So they would really work on those step by step, okay, let's put the cup on the table. And then, just really helping him with a lot of things that come naturally to maybe some of their children. So he's done so good. I mean, we took advantage of everything within the community that we possibly could.
Is he verbalizing?
Yes, so he's verbal. He's a general ed classroom. He went from an IEP to a 504. He's doing really well.
He went from an IEP to a regular in classroom.
Yes, so he.
Whoa, that is, hey, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. And that's not the story for everybody. I think that's important to note. Sometimes early intervention works wonders and other times it helps. But, a child is just going to be needing to get that support throughout their lives.
And each individual case is individual.
Exactly. And yes. And so we're really happy with where he's at. He's general ed, TRCS. He's been really supported there. And he's got lots of friends, and he tells me he loves me and is affectionate.
As a parent, that's just got to, you were watching me kind of be proud of my grandchild having a birthday. So, but to see a child that you were so worried about, you're basically for 9 years to be able to say, Mom, I love you.
Yes.
Oh,
the best
gosh, you're going to
ever.
make me get emotional here.
I mean, he'll also still tell me when he's done with me. He'll be like, you're the worst mom ever. You're the best mom ever.
Well, he's not a teenager
I take
yet.
what I can get.
Yeah, that's a typical teenager. Adrienne Malone, Executive Director for Family Soup. Tell me once again about these events, if you could.
Yes, absolutely. So we've got the Bistro on the Buttes, our annual fundraiser. It's coming up Saturday, May 7th. That's a Saturday right before Mother's Day. It is at John Heyer Farms, the historic Howard House. It's going to be a wonderful dinner, a great evening, romantic evening, maybe a dinner out with the mom, cocktail hour, dinner, dessert, fantastic dessert. Our president of our board, Kimberly Butcher, she actually makes the most amazing, exquisite cheesecake. And so she's going to be toiling hard and making sure that she puts together all of those cheesecakes for everybody. So that's the talk of the town.
Of course, the talk of the town would be if I showed up, they'd be saying, John, you can't have 10 cheesecakes.
The cheesecakes are amazing. But just the company. I mean, just being able to get together with everybody.
And to know that you're supporting Family Soup and the programs that you do for special needs children. And what was the other event?
So we've got the YS Walk and Roll. That's coming up in May as well, May 21st. That will be at Gewicke Field, and we are going to have stormtroopers from the 501st Legion, a nonprofit organization, coming out as well. So we'll have characters dressed as stormtroopers.
So when I messed up the worlds of Star Trek and Star Wars a little bit ago, you probably looked at me like, what are you doing there, buddy?
Surprise. I mean, I know a little bit about Star Wars, but I probably wouldn't pick up too much on
I've been to 6 Star Trek conventions. I've met the entire cast and crew from the old show and everything, the
Really?
new one. So I am basically, I'm not as quite as nerdy as being a cosplay person, but definitely that's my thing.
Well, you'll have to come by and check out the walk and roll and
The
get to see
stormtroopers.
the stormtroopers there.
Oh man, I'd be there just to play the dun 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 dun, dun, the Star Trek thing. And for information on these, you can go to familysoup.org. And for information, you can also talk with them at 751-1925, 751-1925. Any final words you'd like to pass along?
No, thank you very much. And we're also on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Okay, Facebook and Instagram, and I've never done Instagram. What is it?
It's pretty similar to Facebook,
Really?
just posting and sharing,
Okay.
liking and
Okay. Oh, I have to check it out. That's one of those things I've never done. What social media thing have you never done?
I haven't really delved into the Twitter world.
I never have either.
just-
I've never sent a tweet or received a tweet.
no.
I wouldn't know what a tweet is besides a
No,
bird.
same.
Maybe we're just getting up there. I don't know. Thank you very much for being a part of the show.
Thank
It's
you.
Adrienne Malone, Executive Director, Family Soup, making a difference together for children with special needs right here in the Yuba Sutter area. And by the way, for the people that smoke, I want to thank you. You're doing some good. Put it that way, because it's partially supported
Yes.
by cigarette taxes. Thank you very much.
This community interview is made possible by Shaw and Associates.
I'm Dave Shaw, President and CEO of Shaw & Associates. For over 65 years, Shaw & Associates has been your trusted local expert for wealth management, tax, accounting, and payroll. Thank you for voting us Yuba Sutter's best in multiple categories, including financial advisor and wealth management firm for the past 5 years. You can find more information at shawassociatesinc.com or 530-674-1150. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.